something very interesting. So, like, effectively, this is what's happening. It's taking me too long to like build the solutions that makes sense. Meaning, um, I kind of run into infinite thought situation, and I need to control that infinite thought. Uh, think of think of how to like based on the information that you already researched before from other OpenClaw research this for me videos, figured out a way for how to combat the infinite thought problem. So this way, um, I don't end up just kind of skipping because what happens is I start building one thing and then I kind of want to do many different things all at the same time. So like figured out the best way for how to combat that. Because what's happening is I'm doing lots of pivoting between one thing and another thing, and then by that point, every time I pivot, previous context kind of get diluted. So like figure out the best way for how to do this because effectively what's happening is there's a lot of drifts that gets introduced through that pivoting. So figured out the best way for how to solve this and definitely figured out how to maintain those dashboards. Use figured out a way for how you could use combination of different research uh, across other YouTube videos that I created where I asked for OpenClaw to research something and figured out a way for how to like improve improve the effectiveness of the pipelines while maintaining uh, kind of while coming back with what's relevant versus coming back constantly with something that is irrelevant. So this is a really complex problem. Try to spend a little bit of time on introducing guardrails as well. But think of like what I'm looking for is really a fully grown kind of a spider web. That's basically what I'm looking at. This is what I'm trying to get to, where any kind of thing that you research is connected like a puzzle, like a Lego puzzle with one another piece. So, like, how do you do this? Do you do that in one? What happens if you have multiple file paths and file folders? How do you unify them in a way where you have concrete access to all of them uh, in in such a way that you, when you build something, you relate uh, to appropriate file paths, um, any kind of projects. And what happens when what happens when there's a concept that hovers over on top of another concept? How do the folders like uh, get to be part of it? How do you introduce the overlay and underlay? How do you do the set how do you control all of the sets? And what techniques exist out there in order to control multiple sets and subsets and elements within those subsets? If you need to tap into uh, physics and planets and kind of other people's research, like astrophysicists, what they're doing there, or neuroscientists, and figured out how to do this to create emergent patterns. What I'm looking for is developing emerging patterns in OpenClaw. So with combination with OpenClaw in combination with other tools, but all making it part of Feudal OS. Hyper focus, like what don't want to do is I don't want to really lose context or trace of importance. So somehow every single thing, every single memory that I ask for, it needs to be kind of interconnected in this obsidian vault while uh, while minimizing the chances for kind of technical depth, yet still making it possible um, for growing collectively across multiple personas or multiple identities, whether it's personal, physical, passionate, or professional. So spend a little bit of time for how to do this, obviously, while maintaining access to Freedom Fusion Router, which is basically part of Feudal Educated Clay protocol, and figured out a way for how to like In many cases, what I noticed, things get overwritten, and I don't want them to be overwritten. I want them to be only overwritten if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I don't want things to be overwritten. I want them to be kind of dialed down, decayed, or reduced further until it's not in use altogether, and that's when it gets archived and then completely deleted if it's not used at all. So focus on a little bit of research for how introducing this decay, how to decay uh, scripts that are no longer needed, and how to reduce the cardinality while still being lean and mean. Now, of course, uh, in my particular case, we're dealing with just a few like use cases, university use cases, my consulting use cases. But you're going to be applying all of this knowledge for university in a box use case. I'm going to give you a quick context for what I'm doing in university in a box. And then you're going to use the series of OpenClaw research YouTube videos that I created to unleash your superpowers in building that university in a box. So kind of remember other videos on YouTube, like OpenClaw, research this, something like this. That's the title that I give them. Um, you're gonna be focusing on those videos, and you're gonna be like extrapolating information out of them and building, improving on Feudal OS. Now, while doing so, you're gonna be looking at other information like Cloud Code, Cloud Cowork to get additional insights for how to engineer things faster. Also, take a look at the leaked Cloud Code info and see how you could extract operational effectiveness for this university in a box use case that I'm building, which is part of my professional identity. I always figured out a way for how to research for how to figure out a way how to introduce those identities, and any kind of information that you research needs to be brought back and synthesized and constantly moving. So, but the instance you see those bigger building blocks deviating, bigger pipelines deviating from the overall goal, then this is when you need to be kind of notifying me or raising the flag, but without overdoing it too much. What I noticed is basic things like small scripts falling apart, and I wanted to I don't want the small scripts to fall apart, especially if they're working. For example, I had a text to speech script that was working on my Telegram, but it kept falling apart. Now this is just an example, uh, but other types of issues that are we're going to be coming across may have that necessarily letting me know, but rather than updating necessary dashboards, and not dashboard, but let's say if you created another dashboard in Feudal OS, you follow up with this. Now, Feudal OS is what controls the University in a Box project, so the relational structure needs to make total sense. If you need to kind of listen, if you from this information that you see over here, if you want to extract other YouTube videos to kind of get better understanding about everything that I'm building and all the problems that I'm running into, then use NotebookLM to do so, to pull multiple YouTube videos from my channel to quickly figure out what my struggles are. Hello, and effectively come up with a roadmap plan for how to execute it, but cohesively. So now that you have all the context for the research, you have close to like over 2,100 videos in this channel. The best way for you to kind of process them is to like first study them as sequentially, but don't do it too much. Don't process too many videos at the same day. Kind of focus on the OpenClaw videos first, focus on the Feudal OS, understand my low ticket offers like threads stack, understand what is Feudal Incubator, then compile everything, structure everything inside of Feudal OS, and come back to me when it's ready. All right. So, good video. Yes, guys, I actually stopped talking to people because, You know what, guys? OpenClaw. I'm switching right now. So